Your life's not like anyone else's, and chances are you found yourself on adventures you never planned to take. It's all part of this crazy journey we call life. Learning how to embrace the unexpected while working to live your best life is not easy, but you've come to the right place. Because in my world, if it's highly unlikely, it's practically guaranteed to happen. I'm Lavina Perry, and this is the Highly Unlikely Podcast. Are you in a slump? Are you struggling to get motivation to even get out of bed and get dressed every day? Or maybe you're just lacking the motivation to work on your goals. Welcome to the Highly Unlikely Podcast. Today is all about how to say goodbye to that slump, get motivated, and get moving towards making your dreams a reality. The very first thing you need to do is you need to acknowledge that you're in a slump. This can be something as simple as saying to the universe, I acknowledge that I'm in a slump, but I am ready to be motivated and to start moving forward. Since you're here watching this video, that means that you already know that you're in a slump and you don't like it and you are ready to get out of the slump. So I want you to put your hands on your heart and say it with me. I acknowledge that I am in a slump, and I am ready to move forward and be motivated to work on my goals. Did I just do that alone? Rude. Let's try it one more time. This time I want you to actually say it with me, because if you can't even say it, how are you ever going to get out of the slump? So just say the words. Are you ready? Don't leave me hanging this time. Put your hand on your heart and repeat after me. I acknowledge that I am in a slump. I am ready to move forward. That's it. You've acknowledged it. You know it's happening. You let the universe know. I know it's happening, and now I'm ready to move forward. The next thing that you need to do is you need to have a brain dump. What's a brain dump? I'm going to tell you all about it. So, doing a brain dump is basically getting all of the stuff that's in your head that's bogging you down and making you feel like you can't move forward or you can't focus on any one thing, to take all of that and to get it out of your brain so that you can relax for one moment before you get busy. So here's what you do. You're going to get a paper and pen. You're going to set a timer for 10 minutes, and then you're going to write whatever comes into your mind. Doesn't matter what it is, you're going to write. For the next 10 minutes, you're going to write. Now, if the only thing coming into your brain is, I don't know what to write that down. Write it down again. Write it over and over. And eventually, your brain's going to be like, all right, I don't know what to write. And it's going to come up with something else. I know that because I've done this process before. And I've actually had times where my brain is like, I don't know what to write. I'm not stressed about anything. I'm fine. You're fine. We just don't want to work on our goals. But I keep writing. For 10 minutes, I write. And every single time when I start writing, more things start to pop into my brain, and I write them down, and I keep writing, and there's more things, and there's more things, and there's more things, and 10 minutes is gone in a flash, and my page is full of all of the things. This can be things that you're worried about, things that you're stressing out about, things that you're working on, ideas that you have, but you're not quite ready to process them or work through them. It can be your to-do list of things that you're carrying around, things that you want, things that you need, things that you maybe don't have money for, like my 24 millimeter lens for my camera. Just write it all down. Get it out of your brain and onto the paper. And then when the timer goes off, you're just going to set your pen down and you're done. You're going to take a deep breath and you're going to release all of the stress that you just put out onto that paper that is no longer inside of your brain. I'm going to tell you a little secret. When I started writing this episode, I knew kind of what I wanted to talk about and some of the things that I wanted to go over, but I wasn't sure how to start. And I kind of just sat there like, na na na. And I was like, this is dumb. Like, just start writing. And I had like a little idea for something that I wanted to do. So I just started writing it. And just the act of writing that sparked other ideas and other ideas. And before you knew it, I was just typing away. And within 15 minutes, I had this entire episode written and outlined and ready to go. So writing is powerful. It activates parts of our brain that are otherwise dormant during other times of the day when you're busy doing other things. So if you give yourself a chance to just sit down and start putting words on paper, that part of your brain is going to activate. And it's going to start running through amazing things that maybe you weren't even really aware that were there at the time, or things that you haven't thought about in a while. So just give yourself this really thoughtful gift today. Sit down with your pen and paper and your timer and just write. Let it all out. Your brain will thank you. The next strategy I want to talk about is to get moving. You have acknowledged that you're in a slump, and you have gone through the emotional work of dumping all of your worries and anxiety and stress out onto a paper, and you've done this really thoughtful thing for yourself. Now it's time to actually physically get moving. Moving your body releases endorphins, which make you feel great. They make you feel energized. They make you want to move more and get more done. And oftentimes when we start to get into a slump, the very first thing to go is our health and fitness routines. So by getting up, putting on those shoes, and heading out the front door for a walk to get your body moving, you are sending a message to your brain that you are ready to do positive things and you want to move forward and you want to do what needs to be done to work on your goals and to start moving towards the things that you actually want out of your life and the life that you want to have. So put your shoes on and head out for a walk. Moving resets the electrical energy in your brain. It's just science. When my son was in elementary school, I had read something about this, and I thought maybe it would be an answer to some of the struggles that we have with his autism and ADHD, because I noticed that after he was super active for a period of time, he had a period of calm. This, coupled with the reading that I had just done about moving and helping your brain to function more normally, I thought maybe this would be a tool that I could leverage to help us with schooling and other calm activities that we wanted to do. So I did. I was homeschooling him at the time, and as you might imagine, having a child who couldn't sit down and focus on anything made trying to teach him anything a real challenge. So what I did was before school every day, I would send him outside to jump on the trampoline for about 15 minutes before I would have him come in and we would start school. And then between each subject, I would send him outside to run. When he was attending public school, they didn't ever want to make him run, but he loved to run. And so I would tell them, make him run for a little bit. And they would say, no, that's mean. That's punishment. We can't do that to him. But it wasn't punishment to him. He loved running. He still loves running. So I would send him outside and I would tell him to run to a certain place and run back. And then he would come in and we would do the next subject. And this worked really, really well for him. And I used the same strategy when I would go on long road trips with all three of the kids. So when we would stop for breaks, I would line them all up and I would make them race. I would say, okay, run to the flagpole and run back, and whoever is first is the winner. And I would have them do like 2 or 3 races, and then we would get back in the car and we would have calm and quiet for a good solid hour after we had a break, where they had a chance to run and reset all of those, the electrical function of their brain to be much more smooth and much more calm. It was like actual Harry Potter magic. So get up and get moving. Release those endorphins, reset the electrical energy in your brain, and get motivated so you can actually start moving forward. The next strategy is to have one goal. Now, I know if you're anything like me, you probably have a list of goals that you're working on, and you probably have them up where you can see them. And that's a great thing to have going on for you when you're trying to keep a hold of the big picture and where you're heading long term. But if you're in a slump and you're lacking the motivation to do anything and you just feel overwhelmed by the prospect of working on all of these goals that you have, take everything down. Whatever it is, if you have your goals on post-it notes mapped out, take them all down. If you have them written in dry erase board or dry erase marker on a board, erase it. If it's on your mirror, take it down. Wherever it is, take it all down for now. Just pick one. Whatever's the next one. It could be a really easy one. If you just need to get a workflow calendar made, that's the only goal that should be where you can see it. The only goal that you need to work on right now. Just pick one goal and work on that one goal. And then when that goal is done, then you can pick the next one. You just put that next one up and work on that one goal until you get that one done. It's really important when you've been in a slump to minimize the amount of brain energy that you are requesting of yourself to focus on your goals and the things that you want to work on. So until you start to gain some of that traction and you're starting to actually feel that momentum forward and you start feeling a little bit motivated again, just help your brain out by minimizing what it is that you're asking your brain to focus on. So if you've got 10 goals, your brain is using a lot of energy to focus in on all 10 of those goals at the same time, or to keep track where each goal is or when that next goal is coming down the line. So just like you did with the brain dump, you're just going to give your brain permission to let go of the big picture and all of these big things, and you're only going to ask it for one thing. So pick one and then do something today that will get you closer to achieving that one goal. The last strategy I want to talk about is the power of gratitude. Here's where I'm going to tell you to make another list. It doesn't have to be a list with a pen and paper this time. It can be anywhere you want it. You can write it in dry erase marker on your mirror. You can put it in your notes on your phone. You can put it in a Notion page on your laptop. Just make a list somewhere or in a notebook. You can even just speak them out loud. Whatever you decide to do, just do it. This one thing will absolutely change the way that you feel about your life and your circumstances and who you are as a person, because it switches your focus from all of the things that you're not doing, or all the things that you've failed at, or all of the things that you don't have or you're not able to afford right now. And it takes all of that focus away from those negative things and it shifts it over to all of the good things in your life. And don't tell me that you don't have good things in your life to be grateful for, because you do. If you are listening to this podcast in your car while you're driving to work, that means that you have a car and you have a job. And those are two things that other people don't have. It may not be the car that you want, and it may not be the job that you love, but it is a starting place. And if you're listening to this podcast from the comfort of your home, that means that you have a house and you have a computer or a phone with internet access. And it may not be the house that you want. It might just be a tiny little apartment, or it might not be the computer that you want. But it's a start, and it's something that other people don't have, that other people would love to have. So be grateful for where you're at and what you actually have right now, and take note of them, write them down, and be grateful for what you have. The act of showing gratitude for the good things in your life shifts your focus from bad to good. And this shift will boost your mood and make you feel more energized and help you realize that you are actually moving forward and you have actually done good things in your life and you actually have a lot of potential. And just that recognition makes your energy level go sky high and makes you feel motivated to get back on track and start working towards your goals and making them a reality. So there you have it. Acknowledge your slump, do a brain dump, get your body moving, only focus on one goal, and be grateful for all that you have, and get yourself out of that slump and motivated to start moving forward again. And that's all I have for you today. Until next time, take care of yourself, be kind, and live your best life. If you enjoyed today's episode of the Highly Unlikely Podcast, you can find more by following me on Facebook at A Highly Unlikely Life or find me on the web at ahighlyunlikelylife.com. And don't forget to subscribe.